that. So different spectrums on the preseason, but now these games count. First 2 games of the season, it's the Fargo Force, USA NTDP, and it's coming up after the short break. Live from UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex in Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania. This is the Dick's Sporting Goods Fall Classic. And it's also coming to you, 101.9 Jack FM for the Fargo Force at the Fall Classic, presented by Tidal Wave Sports. Chris Treff with you here, filling in on the Fargo Force broadcast, doing the play-by-play, but we got the special guest on the color commentary. As much as I think you guys are tuning in to listen to me, I know who you're actually tuning in to listen to. It's my man to my left, Andrew Telfer, Nasher. How we doing, buddy?
Doing well. This is a dream come true. First of all, I just want to give a big thank you to the Fargo Force and the USHL for having me out for this event. First time commentating a real hockey game here. Obviously, I've done some gaming stuff in the past, but to be here and just feel the energy in the building, to hear this excitement, this is going to be a good one, Trefty. Can't wait to call this one with you, buddy.
So what do you expect the differences are going to be on your side from calling a video game to now calling guys who are the fastest skaters in the world just buzzing out there?
Yeah, even just watching the warm-ups, trying to follow them a little bit tougher, and obviously you don't have the name just sitting underneath and the icon above their head. So that's one thing to keep in mind. We've been studying up here, though. I think we're ready to go, Trefty, and we've got one of the best in the business here on the commentary with Treff. So it's going to be a good one here, boys.
Last season, Fargo Force, a down year. And some teams, finishing 5th and still getting into the playoffs, it's a good year, but not for Fargo. Because 2 years ago, they're coming off a season where they only lost 10 regulation games and then eventually won the Clark Cup. And honestly, probably the most dominating, not probably, statistically the most dominating team in USHL history. You're going to have some turnover. All those guys are in college now. And not a single player from that team is still in this Fargo system. So last year, 29, 27, 4-2, 64 points, 5th in the West, and then they ended up losing in the first round to the Sioux City Musketeers. So looking to change that here, talking to the scouts and all the people, we've only seen them in preseason. They dominated in preseason. They went undefeated, but it's going to be an electric year, or at least that's the expectation. It's always the expectation in Fargo, but so many good players brought in. They got some good returners. They did send some guys off to college, as you always do, but it's still going to be a really good squad. And on the other side, the USA NTDP. Last year, 23, 35, 2-2, 50 points, 7th in the East. Not a good year, but remember, these kids were 16. Now they're 17. They have a year under their belt, and they split time. So the 18s, who are now all off in college or the NHL, depending on who you are, they took a bulk of those games, and now these kids, they struggled last year, but they were 16 going up against grown men. And now, like I said, another year under their belt. Expect a much different U18 team this year, and they've added a couple players, too, who played in the USHL last year. I mean, just looking at statistics on both sides, this is one everybody circled. From a scout's perspective, from our perspective, this has been one that everyone is going to want to watch, and that's why you guys are tuned in as well. Both teams stepping onto the ice, getting ready here for pregame. So, Nash, this is, you kind of got into the USHL last year. We did some fun stuff up at Shields Arena in Fargo, but now you're getting more accustomed to it. You have a good relationship with Flynn McLaughlin, who's now off at Minnesota. You're seeing this league from a broader perspective. And just what has drawn you to this league, and why have you taken such a liking to the USHL?
I think it's very easy to obviously fall in love with the NHL, but you don't realize where all of those players came from. When you get behind the scenes and you follow a day in the life, which we did with Finn over on YouTube last year, you really see the effort that they have to put forth every single day. This is basically an NHL regimen that they go through each and every day to get ready for these games. This is not something that they take lightly. And now to go head-to-head here with all the scouts in the building, this is going to be a big one here as we get ready for the national anthem.
So last year, 28% of NHL players had USHL experience, and that was during the 24-25 season. And that's a big number. And the USHL routinely leads all junior leagues in players drafted over all those leagues up in Canada that shall not be named, and all the other leagues from around the world too. So it's a league that produces high-level talent. And even with this new NIL landscape, guys are going to Canada and then going to college, blah, blah, blah. Like, this league is still going to pump out elite talent, and this is a great showcase for it here. A team that tends to be older in Fargo, a team that tends to win a lot of games. They may have a few less alumni in the NHL, but they're going to pump out tons of American League guys. Like, they still have great alumni in the NHL, don't get me wrong, but they're just consummate at the top of the standings. And then NTDP, it's NTDP. Like, I look throughout the NHL. There's just alumni after alumni after alumni. And that's why this game is going to be special, because it's a great test for a bunch of 17-year-old kids going up against a team you know is going to have success this year. And it's time for the national anthem, and then we get the puck drop. There's the anthem, and that means it's time for hockey right here on FloHockey. The USA NTDP. If you're watching online, they'll be in the white jerseys with blue and red trim going from right to left in period number 1. Up front, they'll start Burchild with Stewart and Mutrin. Stewart is the center. On defense, Marthaler, number 5, and 10, Shire. And in goal will be number 1, Luke Carithers. Let's switch over to the Fargo Force side. Up front will be 74 Tess with 8 Cullen and 7 Zimmerman. On defense, 24 Cherney all the way from Czechia. And 2 Garrett Lindberg. Between the pipes, coming over from Madison, is number 35 A.J. White. The referees in this afternoon's contest, Ross Beck and Calvin Stantz. Linesmen are Wyatt Corrigan and Odin Nelson. I'm Chris Treff. He's Nasher. Puck is down and we're underway as it kisses the ice. And opening possession goes to NTDP. Patrolling in his own zone. Shire tries to fire it up, takes a deflection, ends up behind the net. Back on it. Marthaler, the Superior, Wisconsin native, to center. This one's poked deep into the Fargo zone for the first time. Back on it, Lindberg sends it up the wall. North Dakota native the North Dakota commit could not get it out, and it's chipped back in the right corner. Battle for it. NTDP hard on the forecheck, trying to come away with this one. Logan Stewart trying to get it to the front of the net. Eventually, they get it to the goal line extended. That one's knocked away, though. This one's chipped up and out. Brought along. Cullen enters the NTDP zone for the first time. That one is knocked free. And it's recollected by Logan Stewart. The Manhattan Beach, California native, plays to the left side. Martinuk misses on a headman feed. Collected. Lofgren, the Swedish defender, gets this one to center. Victor Plant comes away with the puck. Pokes it up ahead. Glance. He's stymied just upon entry. And this one is collected by Kasiba. Played last year for Waterloo, made it all the way to Game 5 in overtime of the Clark Cup before losing to Muskegon just barely. Now back into the zone. Glance tried to dangle. That one's knocked away by Butello, one of the few returners for this Fargo Force club. So normally they have a ton of returning guys, but not many. They did do a good job of acquiring players from other teams or other leagues, but still nonetheless, Butello's going to lead this team as much as he can, returning to Fargo. And he had a great year last year, 31 points in 50 games. Pass to the right side. Sagaden, the Swedish defenseman, fires into the right corner. If you thought you've heard that before in the game, you did. 2 Swedish defensemen for Fargo, going overseas to build this roster. Czechia, 2 Swedes. Europe well represented for the team in black and silver. AJ Francisco sends it off the wall. 3 assists in 2 preseason games against Youngstown. They count as normal games for NTDP, but for Youngstown it was the preseason. 2 losses for NTDP. 1 they scored with the goalie pulled to get to overtime and eventually lost in a shootout. Saucer pass through center, all sauce, no spaghetti. That one misses everybody, comes into the Fargo zone. They try to chip this one back out. It's along the boards, poked down into the corner. Trottier, grandson of Hall of Famer Brian Trottier, gets it out to the point. Wrist shot, and that one goes just wide of the blocker side. Karams to the left side. Barrett sends this one down low. Perot on the intercept. The Chicago native sends it up the boards, trying to get it clear. The Samper from Matamidi, Minnesota. He'll lose it at the red line, sent right back in. A.J. White, played last year for Madison, fires it along the boards. Garrett Lindbergh, state champion with the Moorhead Spuds, trying to get this puck out but can't. Now it's sent off the boards. Race for it. Using that speed is Mattern. Mattern fires it down into the defensive half of NTDP. Collecting it is Shire. Shire misses everybody down the ice. It goes, and icing. A torrid pace to start this game. Our first whistle was 16:56 left in period number 1. No good chances either side so far.
3 minutes into the game, we do have our first whistle. A lot of action going both ways. It looks like this is kind of a feel-out process between the two teams. A couple mistakes here and there. They're starting to settle down. Also some big hits from both sides. USA not letting that size difference make a difference in this game, as they've laid some booming hits so far.
The Anchorage, Alaska native Patrick Tolan in to take the face-off for Fargo. Tolan in his USHL debut. He gets kicked out of the face-off. And now they bring him back in. Little switcheroo. And NTDP wins the face-off no matter who was going to be in there. And it's cleared out by USA. Lindbergh back to get it. And that one, oh, so softly trickles along the icing line. And we'll head back 200 feet the other direction. 16:48 left in period number 1. Still no score. I'm Chris Treff. He's Nasher. Here on the special presentation on FloHockey on the YouTube channel. They're going big. Found out Nasher was going to be on.
Opened up all the doors. We wanted to get this game to as many people as possible. Wherever you're joining from us, we just want to thank you for being here. First time in the commentary booth here with Trefty, and can't ask for a better start than this.
And also back in Fargo Moorhead on 109 or 101.9 Jack FM. Fargo Force here at the Fall Classic, presented by Tidal Wave Sports. Through center, Tolan passes up the left side. That one is knocked down and collected by Shire, the big D-man. Potential first rounder in the upcoming NHL draft, gets it up ahead. This one's poked into the zone by A.J. Garcia, and it trickles into the crease, and A.J. White gets the cover. The face-off to his blocker side right. 16:27 left in the first. Well, we had no whistles for the first 3.5 minutes, and now we've had nothing but whistles in the last 40 seconds.
Yeah, we're still looking for a good shot on net here. Both teams really just struggling to get into the zone cleanly. Playing more of a dump and chase style and trying to look for those open lanes, but so far nothing doing. Still plenty of time left here in this first period, though.
Son of former NHLer Brad Stewart, Logan Stewart in to take the face-off. Burchild, the highest rated forward for NTDP in terms of draft positioning for next year's draft, sends it out to the point. This one's chipped back down low by Lutner. Race for it into the left corner. NTDP will get there. Out to Martinuk, the big D-man. As the lefty sends it around the boards, race for it at the half wall. Tess knocks this one up into the air, comes back down to earth. Lutner has it. Lutner centering feed. That one's blocked, ends up in the right corner. Taken by Burchild. Turns, fires, saved by White. He can't find it. Eventually he does. Soaks it up like a sponge and gets the whistle. 15:56 left in the first. Our first official shot on goal. It belongs to NTDP. And guess who? Mikey Burchild, the Minnetonka, Minnesota native. Depending on which draft rankings you read, he's anywhere from 16 to 19 amongst skaters for next year's draft. He's the guy to look out for, and at least in terms of what the scouts have said so far. And not only did he play a ton for the 17s last season, but he also had 35 games played for the 18s. He scored 26 points as a 16-year-old playing for the 18s. He's an impressive forward. Fargo's got to watch out for him. He's got the game's only shot so far. Puck kisses the ice. Face-off win for Fargo. They get it out to center. Sit right back in by NTDP. Sammy Nelson, who turned 17 yesterday, so happy belated birthday, Sammy Nelson. Back behind the goal. Cherney, playing his first game in North America. Couple give and go. Sagadan in down the right side. Cuts to the slot. Slips a check just barely, but couldn't pull the trigger as the puck skittles over to the left side, and now back to get it is NTDP. D to D they go. AJ Francisco, the former Hermantown Hawk, gets it through center. This one's chipped down to the corner. NTDP will get their first shot off the side of the net. Sammy Nelson with his first opportunity. 19 points in 38 games last year for Nelson in USHL play. 39 and 57 overall in all contests for NTDP. They play more games than anybody. They play the USHL, they play friendlies against colleges, they play just an immense amount of hockey, but these kids love it. That's why they're on the development program.
That is what it is all about. And this NTDP team playing very similar. Their coach said that they want to play a similar style to what they did last year, playing that fast, skilled style that we mentioned earlier. Obviously, with them being a year older, we will see a bit more physicality, which we have thus far. But yeah, just sticking to their game plan. They know how to play, they know how to score. Now they have that year of experience and the ability to even excel at a higher level here.
We got to remember, Fargo has only two, in terms of forwards, not goaltenders, two full-time returners, guys that played the whole season last year. And that's going up against a team that has literally spent every second together for the last 2 years of their life. So they're going to have familiarity with each other. Fargo may not, and they've only had a 2-week camp to try to figure it out. Now they're getting some sustained pressure. Graham Jones out to the point. Wrist shot from distance. That one goes way high and wide. I think that was blocked in front, at least by the enthusiasm from the NTDP bench. That is my prognostication. Down the right side. Fargo still trying to get this to the front of the net. Good D. Protecting the house. Oh, just slipping a check from McNamara there was Zijek. Now back the other direction. Wrist shot on a right pad saved by White as it caroms into the left corner. Back in front. It goes into the crease, and it's covered by White as the PA native playing close to home gets the whistle with 14:08 left in the first period.
NTDP with a couple good opportunities there. Had a bit of an odd man 3-on-1 4-on-1 opportunity there. As we take a look at the replay, tries to find that short side, but that one is cut aside. Also threw the rebound there towards the net. Tried to trickle it in along where the post meets the pad, but that one won't go.
The former Anchorage Wolverine in to take the face-off. Tolan wins it for Fargo. This one sent off the boards. Eventually collected by Lofgren. Axel Lofgren through center. This one goes down to the right corner in his defensive zone for NTDP. Shire wraps it around the back of the net. Marthaler sends it up the boards. This one's chipped to center. Lofgren right back in. Takes a bump. That one hits a skate. Ends up back at the red line. Here's McCrate, the Michigan State commit. Fires it in. Another one of those returners we talked about. Few and far between for Fargo. McCrate brings a veteran presence his third year in the league for Fargo after coming over from a trade from the Dubuque Fighting Saints. Chipped in through center. This one goes down to the right corner. Cullen, after winning a state championship for the Moorhead Spuds last year, came to Fargo and had himself a good short presence in his time in Fargo. This one comes down to the crease. It's covered, and we'll get the whistle with 13:12 left in the first.
And you mentioned just the lack of returning players there for Fargo. One of note, Aero Batella there, 31 points in 50 games with Fargo last year. A bit of a breakout season for him. So keep an eye on him. Aero Batella, number 29, looking to buzz here on the second line here with the Fargo Force today.
And he's a hardworking kid. When we were there, remember, we were filming a bunch of stuff, and this dude was just taking shots in the background. Like, he didn't want to be on film. He was just working. That kid is a workaholic. He's committed to Northeastern.
No, I don't think there was a single second that I saw that kid without a hockey stick in his hand, to be honest with you. So definitely one to watch here today as this game goes on.
But right now they got some of the youngsters out there for Fargo. This Cullen tries to win this face-off. Eventually off the tie-up they do. It's chipped down into the right corner. Back to get it, it's Lutner. Lutner's throwing the ball. Big hit in the right corner by Tess. And this puck's chipped out through neutral. Cherney back to get it. Haven't seen him play too much with the exception of the preseason, but he's just silky smooth skater, and he's stepping up to play right now. He's behind the defense. This one's chipped down in. Can he get there? Lutner gets there just in time and sweeps it away for NTDP. Down the right side. Collected. Brought back through center. Casey Mutrin. Power move. Puts on the brakes at the dot. Finds the trailer. Goes off a Burchild's skate. Ends up in the high slot. Taken by Stewart. Stewart over the hash marks. Down low he goes. In behind the net. Looking to get it out front. That one's knocked away. And Kasiba has it for Fargo. We'll try to get this one to center. Hits off the linesman, comes back into the zone, collected, brought in with speed. Sammy Nelson to the left wing, backhand shot. That one goes off the helmet of White and ends up on the half wall far side. 4-player battle. NTDP comes away with it. Hooked down, shot towards the front of the net. And that one goes off the side of the goal. Back in front and chipped away and eventually collected by Lindbergh.
What a shift out of Sammy Nelson. Jumps off the bench, immediately joins the rush, gets a couple shots, and now he has the puck back on his stick as here comes Nelson.
Backhand shot. That one goes right into the F on White's jersey. And the face-off will be to his blocker side right. 11:49 left in the first. Speak of the devil, huh? Nasher talking about how great he's doing, and then he gets this great chance we're looking at right now.
Yeah, Sammy Nelson tries to find that backhand, willing to take the hit to make the play there as well. As this first period, nearing the midway mark, has been all NTDP. Shot after shot. Fargo still looking for their first solid shot on net. I think they threw one towards the net earlier, but we'll see if we can get one here soon.
Sammy Nelson, the Notre Dame commit, 2 assists in 2 preseason games. Wrist shot off the draw by Zajic. That one goes to the right side. He led NTDP in goals last year, 24. Guy routinely has more goals than assists. He can put the puck in the back of the net. You got to watch out for 19 in White if you're the Fargo Force. This puck's fired to center. Speak of the devil, here's Zajic. The Plainfield, Illinois native gets through center, chips this one down to the corner. And now a penalty coming as Lofgren gives a big old cross check to Zajic, who was laying on the ice.
Yeah, the first hit there was nice and clean, stood him up. Bit of a reverse hit attempt there. But then that extra cross check, you're going to get called every single time, as we'll have our first power play of the game for NDTP.
So last year on the power play, NTDP, this includes the 18s from last season, were 40 for 181, 22%. That's 9th best in the USHL. With all the skill and all the work that NTDP does, you know they're going to have a good power play. No matter what the standings say, they are going to be lethal on the man advantage. And the penalty kill was pretty good for Fargo too, 80.5%, 7th best in the USHL. So just about average for both of these clubs in special teams. But you know what? This is a whole brand new season. We're throwing out stats from last year, and with the exception of NTDP, 2 completely different teams. So puck is down. It's a face-off win for NTDP eventually. Lutner, left point. To Nelson. Down low to the goal line. Zajic comes out. Wrist shot. That one's deflected up and out of play. Nice block by Lindgren.
We'll see the skill of this NTDP team at play here with the power play. A little extra space on the ice. They're going to be able to work it around, take their time to set up. You mentioned their power play unit, very effective last year. Coach said, hey, things were working last year. Let's keep that same speed, intensity, and action going for each and every game, especially when it comes to the special team units.
Lindbergh out there on the penalty kill, familiar with this NTDP team because he played for the 18s last year. And this one is fired down by Fargo. Thanks for tuning in here. Chris Treft and Nasher. USHL Fall Classic. Down to the final 2 days of the Fall Classic. Entering the zone, NTDP. Puck goes down to the left corner. McCray fires this one up to the point. Lutner walks the blue line. He goes to the right side, gets it right back center point. Fakes a shot over the left. One-time shot by Nelson, and that one goes wide of the net. Right point held in. Sent down the boards, but it takes a weird carom. Now it's thrown into space on the left side, collected by Sammy Nelson. The Maple Grove, Minnesota native, out to the right point. Walking the blue line. Boyker down to the half board, sent to the goal line. Back out high by Stewart. Along the half wall, Zajic tried to spin it in front. That one's blocked. McCray gets to it, backhands it down the rink. And that'll kill some precious time here for Fargo on the penalty kill. 45 seconds to go in the man advantage. Not often do you see 3 different lines on a power play, but here we are for NTDP. But now collected. Sloppy break-in for NTDP, and now this one's cleared back down. Bogus on it. The future Michigan Wolverine gets it up to Burchild. To Plant. Plant back to Burchild. Tried to center it. That one is blocked. Cherney fires it on the backhand down the full length, and that will do it here. A successful penalty kill to start out the season for Fargo.
Flawless penalty kill there from Fargo as they set up the box, got it done to perfection. They won every single puck battle in the corner. There were a lot of 50-50 pucks that came up in that power play, and they shut it down every time, got the puck down the ice, and reset this play as we're back to even strength.
Mattern tried to enter the zone for Fargo, broken up. Trottier back the other way with speed. Down the boards, McCrate works him to the corner, pins him up against the wall. Great defense there from Colin McCrate. Fargo trying to dig this one out of the corner. Mattern from the left side. He swings it back to the right. It's at the red line. Martinook tries to get into the zone, blocked. Comes back to the center stripe. Martinook, spinorama back into the zone. A.J. White, chip it over to the far side. The Belarusian, Marchenko, goes D to D, Lindgren. Up to center. That one is deflected by Zimmerman. And they say icing. Looked like Zimmerman might have touched it, but not much argument coming from the Fargo side. So icing it is, face off deep in the Fargo zone. And we had a nickel for every time we've said that so far in this game. They've been pinned in their zone quite a bit, not just from the penalty kill.
They have. They did a good job killing off that penalty, but in terms of the even strength right now, really struggling to cleanly break that puck out of the zone. Oftentimes panicking, trying to chip it out, and that resulting in the icing. So we'll see if they can settle this play down. The nerves are high. First game of the season. We know that this is going to be a bit of a learning experience here, and they'll adapt as the game goes on.
Off the face-off, Casey Mutrin with the shot, and that one's blocked and goes up and out of play. Casey Mutrin, son of former Boston College football player, where his dad played from 94 to 98. 3,119 passing yards and 17 TDs. And both of his two oldest sons played hockey. And they're both committed to BC.
I think they made the right decision there.
Yeah. Well, Teddy Mutrin just got drafted in the 3rd round by the San Jose Sharks, former Chicago Steel forward. He also has a great hat available on hockeyedward.com right now, you know, if you're curious.
Always plug, Trefty, always plug.
Back through center. The toe drag attempt by Casey. That one misses, and the second try goes up and over top of the net. As following into the play was Birchild, but he just scooped it high. Now this one's flung to center. Martinook's on it. He'll get it over to Francisco. Francisco through the middle. Mutrin backhands it around the back of the net. This one goes into the right corner. Race for it. Stewart gets there, but he's punished for it. But somehow he gets that puck free. And wide open in front. They get it to the middle. And Glance with the chance, but it's stopped by White. Back through center. Cullen crosses the line, but one too many moves at the blue line, and that's offside against Fargo. 7:14 left in the first. Shots are 6-2 NTDP.
NTDP with a couple good one-timer opportunities there. We see them cutting into the zone, making that one extra pass and finding the guy open mid-slot. I think we'll see a lot more of that here in this game. Couple good opportunities there, but not able to get it to go. And again, this Fargo team really just struggling to enter the zone cleanly, whether that be through the dump or taking it in, as we will get an early timeout here in this game.
It's a media timeout.
Media timeout.
Yeah. One media timeout, first whistle after the 10-minute mark, not on a power play or an icing. You know, normally we go to breaks on stuff like this, but the people want to hear from Nasher, so I don't know if we can.
No breaks will be had in this building today.
Over on the Fargo bench, head coach Brett Skinner. He's got an overall record of 79, 37, and 8 in his first 2 seasons Fargo. But, I mean, he was 50, 10, and 2 years ago. So
that helps out. that helps out quite a bit.
That helps a lot. But he's drawing things up on the whiteboard right now. Very animated. He's not too happy with how his team's played so far. They might have just been, you know, hey, we're going up playing a bunch of kids. Might have taken it a little bit lightly, but these are no kids. These are some of the best hockey players in the world, and they're all draft eligible. So they're going to be buzzing with all these scouts in attendance. So Fargo needs a little wake-up call here.
That they do. Really still, like you said, I mean, they have their 2 shots on net, but have they actually been a good quality shot on net? I would say no. We are still looking for a good opportunity out of this Fargo Force team. We know that they have the skill, they have the energy to bring it. So far, we have yet to see it, but plenty of time left in this game, Trefty.
Brooks Cullen in to take the face-off for Fargo. Son of former Pittsburgh Penguin, Matt Cullen, Stanley Cup champion with the Pens. He's also one of the owners for Fargo, so nice to see he gets to see Brooks play for Fargo, just like he did at the end of last year after the high school season was done. A centering pass in front, shot, White to save, it's loose in front. NTDP still jamming at it, and they can't get it home. Plant with an opportunity from right in the slow slot, but White says no. Brought back in. Jones sends it down to the corner, takes a bump. This one's fired off the glass. Try to send it off the wall. That one's knocked free. Sitting down the boards. Lindbergh to neutral. Cullen off the wall, right in front of the benches. Jones gets to it, but he's offside. And that will draw another whistle. Man, I thought this game was just going to be buzzing back and forth those first 3 minutes. It was back and forth, but now it's been kind of choppy. But I think Fargo likes that because they're trying their best to slow down NTDP.
Yeah, we see another, look at that replay. I mean, there were 3 good shots in there, and A.J. White shuts him down. We have to show some love to A.J., who has just shut down this USA team so far.
Last year played for Madison, 14-6-2 with a .278 goals against average, one of the best goalies in the league. And now he comes to Fargo. So, I mean, he's one of the best goalies in all of the USHL last season. Fargo is totally fine with taking him from the Capitals. This one's fired around the back of the net. McCrate gets to it. McCrate sends it down low. Fargo trying to center this one. That one's knocked away. This one's fired off the boards. Now sent back into the Fargo zone. They go circle to circle. Lofgren, he goes rink wide for the other Swede, Sagaden. That one goes off his skate. NTDP misses on a headman pass. Is bogus, a little too hot to handle. Now at center, a turnover. Trottier has it. Trottier, headman feed, low give and go, gets it back left side, shoots. That one's blocked, and it goes up into the netting. 5:23 left in the first. Face off in the left circle in the NTDP offensive zone. Another good chance there for NTDP is, you know, as much as Fargo's kind of struggled in terms of time of possession, they're doing a great job of getting sticks in lanes. And when they haven't been able to, White's been good as well.
Yeah, the number of shots that we've seen just go into the netting here, I think that's our 4th or 5th of the game right there. This player's getting a little jumpy on the draw here, trying to win this one back.
Faceoff's oh so important. And it's won by NTDP. Marthaler from the point shot. White makes a save. He fights it away. Goes over to the far side. No one knew where it was, but eventually Fargo gets to it and gets it out of harm's way. In on the forecheck is the big guy. Marchenko can't come away with it. And NTDP looks the other direction. From defense to offense they go. Marthaler gets the pass, gets the center, takes a big hit from Tess and gets it down into his offensive zone. Along the right side. NTDP looking for some space, centers it. Somehow that gets to the man in the high slot. It got through 3 Fargo defenders, but eventually it's chipped up over top of the net. Zimmerman to center. The boys in black trying to get something going. Fargo. Tess chips it down to his offensive zone. Marthaler overskates the puck. Zimmerman cycles. Tess looking towards the front of the net. He gets knocked down. Some good defense from Brody George. Tess just banging bodies in on the forecheck, but he can't come away with it. And it's brought through center with speed by Marthaler. Marthaler into the zone. Drop pass. George shot. That one stuck away by White. And behind the goal, McNamara trying to get to it. Puck along the half boards now. This one cycled down. Just out of the reach of Stewart. Lindbergh sends it up the wall. This one comes to neutral. And Francisco has it. The Hermantown, Minnesota native. D2D. Birchild up ahead. He takes a big hit, but he gets in the zone. They throw it through the middle, and that one is chipped wide by Mutrin. Uh-oh, Birchild slow to get back up, and now he's heading over to the bench, stickless. Lindbergh back in. They get it up ahead. Shot on goal. Carruthers makes the save. The puck trickles into the right side corner. It's a bevy of bodies in the right side corner boards. Who's going to come away with this puck? Mattern brings the shovel in, tries to scoop it free, but it's still just stuck along the wall. And finally, Mattern comes away with it. He goes to the right point. McCrate looks, shoots, and that one goes wide of the net. And Karam's over to the far side. A nice pinch from Lofgren, but it's poked back on the second try. Back through center. Beautiful move. And just getting a stick lifted at the last second was Mutrin, who was behind the defense. Great back check by Colin McCrate. Tolan on the forecheck. With help from Tor, they poke it free, but NTDP gets possession.
Talked earlier about getting sticks into the lane. How about that effort there on a near breakaway attempt 2 sticks, 2 bodies on one at all times here for the Fargo Force. Despite the pressure, they're doing a good job of really shutting them down when they can, getting sticks in the lane, except this turnover. Bit of an error there as the puck trickles to the front, but A.J. White shuts him down again.
I think Victor Plant didn't get 100% of that shot as much as he wanted. He was kind of surprised. He just got a pass into the slot from a guy wearing black, and he just kind of whiffed on it, and there's a lot of snow in that low slot right there.
Snow building up, the ice very beat up. Pittsburgh Penguins were on the ice just before this one.
It's enough snow to shut down the Atlanta airport.
That it is. Doesn't take much, though.
No. Little jumpy on the face-off, so Victor Plant comes in to take the face-off. The Chicago Mission product. That puck hit like 7 things before it went down to the ice, so we'll redo it.
This left side draw, we've seen a lot of jumping from both sides. Plant goes again. That one's just going to stick in the middle.
And finally, it's scooped out of the linesman's skate and cleared by Samper. Samper gets to a loose puck, top of the circles, dances down low, gets to the goal line, across the middle, it's blocked in front and cleared. All the way down it goes. Icing is called. A nice play in front by Wattier.
Quick little give and go attempt there from the Fargo Force. Samper with a nice move as he entered the zone. Look at that. Quick tap over on the backhand, and the backdoor almost gets through.
It's a great play by Wattier. He was down on one knee, had a stick hand glove, completely blocking that.
No chance of that one getting through, but a good effort nonetheless, as Fargo with a little bit of energy here with 2 minutes remaining here in the first.
A pass for Lindbergh missed. Plant leads a 2-on-1. They try to give and go. A great defensive play. As breaking that one up was Cherney. Back at center. Bogus puts a hit on Samper. Puck comes free. It's sitting on the blue line. Now Bogus, heavy pressure from Samper, spins away from him, gets to the right side. Victor Plant, nifty pass up ahead. Glance into the zone, he's dancing. Bodies 1-on-2, and the numbers game pans out for Fargo. Graham Jones on the boards, turns it over, but getting it right back is Cullen for Fargo, bailing his teammate out. Pass to the right side. Jones looking for a trailer, doesn't have it. Tried to send it down low, that one's blocked. Bogus on it for NTDP, around the back of the net, uses the goal as a screen and moves to center. He still got it. Bogus into his offensive zone from the circle. Shot in front, that one deflects, goes to the far side. Sagadan gets it to neutral. Played over to Batella. Knocked away from the Chicago native. Batella eventually gets it over. Long range shot, and that one is blocked, and it's cleared by NTDP. Race for the puck, they better hurry. Lofgren gets there just in time. Sends it up the wall. Knocked free. Couple of nice moves, and then it's eventually cleared by Fargo. Zajic with that last chance, as I mentioned earlier, the leading goal scorer from last year. That pass misses him, and Marchenko, the big righty from Belarus, gets to center, fires it off the boards, in behind the net. Carithers sends it around the wall. Big hit by Tess on the forecheck, but NTDP gets to it. Zajic tried to center as they come in the zone. Knocked away by McNamara. Played last year for Windsor in the CHL. Through center, Zimmerman redirects this one in behind the goal. Carithers wraps it around the wall. That one's knocked away. NTDP looking to transition. Glance, caught on the back check by McNamara. Now at center, McNamara fired it up ahead. That one's blocked. It's laying just inside the blue line. Sent through center. Couple of nifty passes. George has a man going to the back door. Tries to put it between his legs. Save made, rebound. And the right pad of White makes that stop too. Puck's bouncing around and the horn sounds. Great chances from NTDP at the end of the period, but A.J. White would not be beat, and we are still scoreless.
Tried to go between his legs there, send it to the middle for the guy back door, and that one's thrown on net. A.J. White, a phenomenal period from start to finish. Was able to control the rebounds and shut down all of the pressure that NTDP brought this period.
A dominating period from the National Team Development Program. 10 shots on goal. Fargo had 5, but they probably only had 1 of substance. It's all USA NTDP through 20 minutes. And that's not overly surprising, as good as the Fargo Force roster is. Like we talked about, NTDP, these guys have spent every waking second together playing U17's World Championships, playing 80, 90 games all year, and Fargo's just getting to know each other. Some of the kids don't, barely know each other's names. So it's almost a win for Fargo, you could say, to get out of the first period at 0-0.
I was going to say, I think the biggest difference in this game is the chemistry. You can see just from the defensive end to the offensive end, the breakout, how they're entering the zone, the way the play is flowing. You can just clearly see this USA team has the ability and the skill to really slow it down and get it up the ice. Fargo a little bit more flustered. They're taking their time trying to get that puck controlled in the offensive zone, and we really only saw a couple good opportunities from this Fargo Force team. But we know how quickly that can change. Momentum can shift so fast here in these games, especially with young groups like this. And we'll see what happens here going into period number 2.
I know what a difference a year makes. Fargo played this team last year twice, beat them both times 4-1 and 5-2. So it's, like I said, same team, different year, a whole year older. So we're going to step out for the intermission, and we will be back for the second period. Still scoreless here at UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex. This is the Dick's Sporting Goods Fall Classic here on FloHockey, and you're listening back in Fargo on 101.9 Jack FM. We'll see you for period number 2. Hello, everyone, and welcome back into the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex, Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania. This is the Dick's Sporting Goods Fall Classic here on FloHockey and 101.9 Jack FM back in Fargo Moorhead. Thanks to everybody for tuning in, whether you're watching, whether you're listening. It's an absolute pleasure to do the play-by-play for you here. I'm Chris Treft, and I'm joined by special guest Nasher, making his non-video game broadcasting debut.
Yeah, thank you again for having me in the booth. Obviously, it's quite the honor to be here to see these teams battle it out head-to-head. And what a time it has been so far. Bit of a slow start, 0 goals so far in the first period, but a lot of hockey left to be played.
We'll switch sides, do it all over again in period number 2. NTDP from left to right, Fargo in the black from right to left. A great jersey matchup. And I'm not just saying that because I designed one of them. Jones down in the right corner, sent out to the point. They'll go D to D. Cherney has some space, fires, takes a big hit. That one's partially blocked, ends up on the half boards. Battle for the puck, pops out to the high slot. Lindbergh skates to the top of the circle, shoots. That one goes just over top of the net. Tried to give him a little chin music, but that one misses and ends up down on the half boards. Played in behind the net. Shire up to his own blue line. Mutrin couldn't get it out. Kept in by Cherney. Shire again. The 6'2", 196-pounder goes D to D, and this one's chipped up and out by Marthaler. Picked off at center. Ksiba to Sagaden. Sagaden dancing his way into the zone. Broken up just upon entry. Mutrin looks to go from defense to offense quickly, but broken up by McCrate. This one's fired back in. Marthaler gets to it first. Ksiba takes it away. Indirect pass out to the point. McCrate, D to D for Lofgren. Lofgren wraps it around the perimeter. This one's chipped up into the air. It's a jump ball and eventually comes to center. Quick D to D, right back in Lofgren. Lofgren lofts one on goal, and Carithers seen more action here in the first minute 26 than he has all game.
Yeah, this Fargo Force team came to play here in the second period, setting up nicely in the zone. A lot of D to D passes going down and a couple good opportunities there on net. As it seemed, some strategic planning at the intermission has resulted in some changes to the play style here of this Fargo Force team.
And Fargo wants to change stuff up from last year. They were a minus 23 goal differential in the second period, plus 6 in the third, and even in the first. So if they played better in second periods last year, they would have been a much higher in the standings. So you know that's on their mind. They certainly want to be a better middle frame team. It's through center. Cullen tries a drop pass. That one goes to nobody. Victor Plant gets to it. The future Duluth Bulldog fires this one in. He's got 2 brothers at UMD right now. Speak of the devil, Plant creates the turnover. Tries to send it out front. This one's knocked away. McCrate chips it up to center. Sam Pear to Cullen. That one missed. Another transition for NTDP. Glance puts on the brakes. Uses the backhand to send it up ahead. Drop pass, wrist shot, that one's blocked and goes up and out of play. Great block. Boyker from Portland, Oregon with the opportunity. And another great block by Fargo.
Yeah, credit where credit is due here from the Fargo Force. We'll see this dive out here, lays down, puts his body on the line. We saw that a lot in the first period, getting both sticks and bodies in the lane. And what a block there to prevent a scoring opportunity there.
Boyker led the 17s in points last year in USHL play. This one's chipped out through center. Mattern, he goes rink wide. That one misses. Goes down to the corner. Race for it. It's a 4-player battle. Who's going to come away with this one? Now it's chip free. This one's flung through neutral. Hit something on the way down, so no icing. Penner back on it. Zane Penner fires it up the boards. Tor collects it off his skate, right at the hash marks. Eventually Trottier gets to it, protects the puck nicely, sends it down the boards. Zajac. Out high, long range wrister, deflected in front, and White, a left pad denial. Francisco tried to fire this one around the perimeter, eventually makes it to Penner, he sends it up to the point. This one sent down the boards. Nice breakout here, Fargo quickly on the attack. Drops it to Mattern. Mattern and his man going to the front of the net, and that one is just out of the reach of Tolan. Race for it in the right corner. This one's chipped up the boards. Tor sends it down low. That one misses Tolan. Tor gets back to it. Tor all the way out in front of his own bench at the point. Sends it down low. Tolan with help from Mattern. Mattern comes away with it. Out to the high slot. Cherney over the left wing. One-time shot by Lindberg. That one's blocked over to the far side wall and cleared by USA. D to D. Lindberg off the boards. That one hits the linesman. That's going to give a chance here for NTDP. Shot towards the front of the net by Gordon. That one's deflected up off the end glass. Right back to center. Jones had his stick lifted, fired in by Gordon. Behind the goal, White has it for Cherney. He'll go indirect to the far side. Lindberg from his own end. Up to center. Intercepted. Taken by NTDP. AJ Garcia. Now a forecheck by Fargo in neutral. A penalty coming. Swatier had the puck. He turned it over, and then he just put a bear hug on Jones.
Yeah, Jones with a good battle there to enter the zone and draw that penalty. 50-50 puck. Jones ends up with it. And NTDP forced to take a penalty there as he enters the zone. Now we'll see our first Fargo power play here as they'll look to capitalize here and get things moving. We are still looking for our first goal of the game. 25 minutes of gameplay in.
Third worst in the USHL last year for Fargo. Very uncharacteristic from the Force, 17.2%, and they allowed 10 shorthanded goals. That is a point of contention. All offseason, you know, head coach Brent Skinner put a big emphasis on special teams, brought in some guys known for their special teams abilities. And NTDP, dead last in penalty kill last year, 70.4%. So, granted, this is stats from a year ago, but he had a struggling power play going up against a struggling penalty kill. So we'll see what the 25-26 season brings as Fargo has their first power play. Fargo 1 for 7 in their last meeting against NTDP last year. So one of the bright spots, going 6 for 7 for NTDP last year in a year where they really struggled on the kill. Over to the left side, one-time shot, and that one is blocked by Shire. Cherney down the boards, Ksiba. He missed that one, and it's cleared by NTDP.
We mentioned the Fargo Force and their ability to block shots and get into lanes earlier, but how about this USA team doing the exact same thing? Multiple huge blocks, even here on the PK, putting their bodies on the line and getting that puck out of the zone.
Hey, when you're 6'3", 200 pounds as a 17-year-old, like Shire is, you know, you have a bit of advantage to block shots. Chance in front. Sosapes in front. Save made, rebound, and still loose in the crease. And Matron gets to it and fires it around the glass. Cherney down to the hash marks. Jones looks for some space. Back out high. Cherney walks the blue line. Head up. Back over to Jones. Walks to the high slot. Looks, shoots. That one's blocked. Comes back to him. Jones tries to play it to the far side. That one's blocked. It's bouncing around like a ping pong ball in the high slot. NTDP tries to clear it. Eventually they do. Just barely. Cherney tries to spinorama pass. Fortuitously comes right to Zimmerman, who enters the zone. Zimmerman down the right side to Kasiba. Back to Zimmerman. Zimmerman shoots. Pin stop by Carithers. This one comes out high. Lofgren. Lofgren down into the circle. Back out high. Lofgren. Over to the far side. Jones, center point, Lofgren, out high, second and shot, and it's waffle boarded away by Carithers. Behind the net, Zimmerman. Zimmerman from the corner sends it out to the point. Jones over the far side, one-time shot, and that one is stopped via the butterfly by Carithers. Hasn't had much to do all game, but here on this power play he's getting peppered. But crisis averted for USA. We're still scoreless.
A lot of patience out of that Fargo team there. Jones and Cherney leading the power play, kind of quarterbacking that back there. As they set up a couple good plays, Jones really patient with the puck, enters the zone slowly and is able to collect a couple good opportunities. But again, nothing going for either team right now as Carithers comes in with some huge saves when they need it most.
Off the face-off, NTDP trying to get it clear. Trottier got taken down in the high slot. Lofgren gets to it. The big lefty sends it down to the left corner. Trottier defers to the far side. McNamara gets to it. Out to the point. McCrate to Lofgren. Lofgren in front. Deflected on net. And a Carithers. A pad stop. Back into the slot. That one missed. Comes to the point. McCrate from the right side. Tried to send it down low. That one's blocked. Possible break back the other way. Up to Zajac. Zajac in, backhander, big save by White, back in front, it's kicked on goal, and White makes the save and hangs on. Not sure if that would have counted as it came off the skate, but nonetheless, the whistle is sounded. 13-12 left in the second. Shots are now tied at 13 apiece, and we're picking up here a little bit, Nash.
How about A.J. White in net, taking that momentum he had in the first period and continuing it here. Another good opportunity there for Zajac, but not able to get it to go. As A.J. White not only making that initial save, but also collecting the rebounds there too when the opportunities are there.
White, the 19-year-old, the former Philly junior flyer, so you know he wants to play well in a Penguins building. Shot, and it's punched away this time by White. Going up against the team in white as NTDP has it. Francisco out at the point. Sends it along the perimeter. Good positioning right now from Fargo. All NTDP has is a cycle, and they keep doing it here on the near side. Gets a little move into the high slot. That one ends up back to Francisco's tape. Francisco switches spots. George tries to go rink wide, and Brooks Cullen, a nice play. But then he's knocked off the puck. Glance. Turns and fires it on net, and one of the easier saves for White with no traffic. He'll cover it. 12:36 left in the second period.
Good shift out of Glance there. Had a couple nice moves as he circles around a couple of the Fargo defenders. Also able to just lay a booming hit there in the corner to set up another opportunity, another shot on net. Shots are evening out though. Fargo Force heavily outshot in period number one. Now it is 14-13 shots on net with Fargo trailing.
Glance, one of the 16-year-olds on this team, doesn't turn 17 until Tuesday, so a few more days. Birthday's on the 23rd. The New Hampshire native. 18 points in 30 USHL games last year for the 5'10", 181-pounder. He's on the bench now as line change here for NTDP. They're going to send out the top line to try to break this scoreless draw. The Denver commit, Stewart, loses that face-off, but NTDP gets it back. They try to get it to Burchild in the slot. That one's poked free. Through neutral, here comes Patella, the big righty. Nice move into the near side circle. Tries to go across the middle. That one's blocked, ends up on the half wall. And Burchild tries to chip this around the deep. Marchenko, the big guy, breaks that one up. 6'5", 212 from the native of Minsk, Belarus. Man, to be 6'5", and you're playing against a team full of 17-year-olds, he probably feels like Hercules out there. Forecheck. Pays off here for Fargo. Shire dancing behind the net. Eventually it's knocked free. Recollected by Marthaler. The product of Team Wisconsin. We'll chip this one to center. Perot. Up for Jones. Jones gets a piece of it. Chips this one down the wall. Now to Mutrin. Casey Mutrin at center. Fires it in deep. White. Sends it up ahead. Now Jones. Jones. Little sauce up to Zimmerman, who gets it down into the left corner. Marthaler wraps it around the back of the net. Shire. He's pinned up against the boards. It's a 2-on-2 battle. That thing's just pinned up against the wall. Now it pops free. Marthaler chips it around. Shire gets to it. The Charlotte, North Carolina native. Shire gets it up ahead. Now a chance. Wrist shot. White makes the save. Sammy Nelson had some space. Probably wants to have that shot back as he just put it right into the breadbasket of A.J. White, who has proven it's going to take a good shot to beat him.
A.J. White absolutely dialed as Bryce Mattern, number 9, entering the rink here. He is actually the North Dakota high school record for points last year. 59 goals, 99 total points there. Bryce Mattern, keep an eye on number 9 here for the Fargo Force. North Dakota native, now out here playing with the Force.
In his home state. 99, couldn't get that extra one.
I know, right?
Not many passes coming on that last shift.
You know he's up at night just thinking about that one extra pass that he could have made to get the one extra point. But maybe he'll get one here as Mattern battling it out. Oh,
he gets
mutual
upended.
battle, and he's going still.
I mean, you can't call holding on 2 guys. We'll just let it go.
We'll take that.
It's a poorly executed hug, and now here comes NTDP back the other way. Through center with speed. They get up ahead. Zajic, that shot goes high and wide. 24 goals last year, but that one he put it just high of the net. Trottier over to the far side. That one's knocked free. Now Cherney behind the net for Fargo. Up ahead, Mattern. Nice deflection to get it to center. A turnover created by Cherney, but Boyker gets it back. Now brought along, Gordon. Gordon centers it wide open, and a beautiful stop from White. He goes from left to right, gets a blocker on it, and we remain scoreless.
A.J. White, the player of this game thus far. A beautiful cross-crease feed, tracks that puck down to perfection, shuts it down, as here he'll have to make another stop.
Man behind the defense, shot off the goalpost. Rings the doorbell, nobody home, and puck comes back to center. Brody George behind the defense. And Fargo caught sleeping there because he was cherry picking for quite some time. Eventually got it to him, and nobody's catching that guy when he has that much time. Playing here in his former rink, Johnstown, PA native. Played for Penn's Elite growing up, and he nearly had the first goal of the season for NTDP and USHL play.
George just tries to find that short side again. A.J. White really not giving him a lot to shoot at. Shutting down those angles, forced him to go short side, and that one just rings off the bar and goes wide. A couple good opportunities from both teams here in this period. We've had power plays, we've had some action. A little bit more speed, a little bit more shots than we had in period number 1.
Brody George also played for Conemaugh High School in Johnstown, so probably cool. I'm sure he's got family and friends here in the building, so that's a fun little tidbit when these guys get to play in Pittsburgh, especially a USHL game when they grew up playing for Penn's Elite. Saxton Test on the other side also played for Penn's Elite from 21 to 23. Just see how good of a hockey market this is, you know, especially after you win the draft lottery for Sidney Crosby, good things are going to happen. And then look what they've done with this building and everything, and they do such a great job with the USHL. So it's great to see the Penn's Elite kids playing here at this event in the USHL.
No, this is my first time experiencing the Fall Classic and just seeing the energy and getting to talk to some of the players. I mean, this is what it's all about. You got every single team in one building competing here to start the season. It doesn't get any better than this.
There's so many scouts watching this game right now. We literally have guys just like standing behind us, breathing down our neck because there's not enough seats. Everybody wants to see these two teams play. Lofgren tries to send up the boards. That one's blocked. Centering feed, shot. White makes a save. It's bouncing around in the crease, and White gets down on it.
It is unbelievable how there's not a rebound on that shot as White, I mean, this one's coming low, and he's able to just corral it between his stick and the pad and instantly shut it down. Has another good opportunity here. Finds a wide open guy mid-slot. No stick on that shot. That was a clear one on net, and A.J. White shuts it down again.
Logan Stewart created that chance. As you mentioned earlier, his dad, Stanley Cup champion with Detroit in 07-08. As they beat the Pittsburgh Penguins. Fargo finally comes away with the puck, gets to the red line. This one's chipped in. Carithers wraps it around the wall. Through center they come. Wautier fires it in. White. Uh-oh. Little toe drag behind the net from the goalie.
Nifty move there. White doing it all out here.
Yeah. We'll see if he can get an assist. If they get it up ahead, possible chance. Shot! That one is stopped by Carithers as Batella nearly had his first of the season. Seba, drop pass. Sagaden tries a toe drag attempt, but knocked away by Mutrin. Casey Mutrin gets to center. Sagaden behind the goal. Cherney, headman feed, finds Jones. The shifty little lefty. Chips it up ahead. That one misses Batella. Now Nelson back through center. Pass to the left side. Try to get it back across from Glantz. That one's blocked. Glantz, nice dangle. Gets to the slot. One-time shot. What a save. Left-hand larceny from White. Wide open net on a beautiful chance for Victor Plant. But A.J. White says no. This kid is on fire.
This is unbelievable. Glantz makes a nifty move there to find the opening as Plant rips it. And watch this save. Gets the glove over. And again, no rebounds, no second opportunities there with A.J. White in net. unbelievable so far to start this game.
I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. I'm sure NTDP's over on the bench saying, what do we got to do here? They're also probably trying to catch their breath because they have one more line than everybody. There's not too many inches available over there on the deep NTDP bench. Roster rules are a little more lax for the development program in the USHL. Now chance in front, Zimmerman, a shot. That one goes wide of the net. This one ramps all the way out to center. Watch out. Glance with speed, but Lofgren got there just ahead of him. Now McNamara enters his offensive zone with speed. Little tic-tac-toe. Jones in the slot. He shoots, crossbar and out. And NTDP gets the loose puck. Beautiful save at one end, a post at the other. Now it's NTDP's turn again. Rink wide, good stick there from Lofgren. Now to Jones, who just hit the post on that last play. He'll chip it in deep. Both teams desperately trying to get the game's first goal. You know, sometimes when you have 0-0 games, you're like, this is boring. But this second period has just been ferocious.
No, the number of saves that we've had, posts we've had, some nice moves in the mix as well. There's a lot of skill, a lot of creativity going down. This is not your average game of hockey as both teams just battling it out, grinding, trying to figure out how they can beat the opposing goaltender, but nothing going just yet.
Zajac gets this one in, hits off the inboards, and pops into the blue paint. 6:13 left in the second. 18-15 of the shots in favor of NTDP. So we'll have a look at that chance that went off the post. Look at all that space. Not a great gap there.
You just have to think with all the posts, all the opportunities we've had, there is going to be a greasy first goal in this one. Something's going to hit off three guys, bounce around, and find a way in. Both teams doing a good job of keeping guys in front of the net and really shutting it down. And both teams also really cheating on these draws as we have had probably 10 total resets on the faceoffs. Huge offensive zone draw here for this USA team.
Well, we had an NTDP player get kicked out. Now Brooks Cullen is kicked out for Fargo. Now if someone gets kicked out, it's a penalty. So we'll see what we get here. And hey, puck is down. Finally, we get a draw, and it's won by Fargo. Cullen chips this one through center. Saw his dad, Matt Cullen, today. Would have had two of his sons playing against each other, but Wyatt's unfortunately hurt for NTDP. Zajac through center, gets one to the back post, and just out of the reach of Boyker. Look at this one chipped up ahead. Takes a bounce, Tess moves in, fakes the shot, and then he's crushed down to the ice. Now another chance, Brooks Cullen, backhand shot. That one goes just high and wide. This one's played down into the right corner. Cullen trying to break this one free. It pops in behind the goal. Nick Bogus, the Michigan native, flings it to center. Cullen goes D to D. Now brought in. Penner. Penner couldn't get to the front of the goal. Quick transition from NTDP. Zajac comes in offside, though. And that draws the whistle. 5:12 left in the second period. Having fun yet?
Oh, this is what it's all about here. I know, like you mentioned, 0-0 hockey game, but it feels like we have got a lot of action so far. And just trying to cheat that in. If he's able to make that pass across, have a good opportunity, but that one's just offside. Good call there by the officiating crew. Still 5 minutes left here in the second period. A lot of action to be had, and we are still looking for that first goal. Trefty, I know you're ready to call one here.
Oh, I'm dialed, buddy. I'm ready. You haven't had a goal call in an ice hockey game since 2019. You know, it's been a minute. Barnett down the left side. Centers it. Quick passing. One save. And it's cleared by Fargo to the point before they could get another. Wattier, wrist shot, and that one is blocked. Up and out of play.
Another big save. I know we've said his name all night long. A.J. White, though. I mean, these shots, they're not coming from a distance. These are mid-slot, wide-open wristers. As we'll take a look at the replay here. A.J. White, watch as he slides across here. Beautiful no-look feed. Slides across, not only makes that initial save, but cuts off the rebound as well. As A.J. White absolutely dialed in today.
If you're Fargo, you got to find a man in the slot. Like, yeah, the passing's been great, but when NTDP starts to make those quick passes down low, Fargo's just getting completely lost on the D zone. And it's giving these golden opportunities, and luckily for them, Their goaltender is A.J. White. Jones permitted into his offensive zone as he fires over the far side. McNamara, big hit behind the net. Trying to get this puck in front. Jones round the back of the goal. Sends it out high. Lofgren walks the blue line. Nice move. He gets tripped up. Ref's hands stay down, but it comes to Jones anyway. Wrist shot. That one goes up and out of play. Got the 9-iron out there. Chip that one up and out of play. That's just a bad caddy.
Yeah, wrong club, wrong decision. Goes a little high. Lofgren there, great poise, great patience at the blue line there. You saw just a nice little cut play, a little head fake, loses his defender, leads to that opportunity. Sure, it didn't end up on net, but a good move nonetheless. As Fargo starting to settle in here. 4 minutes, 21 seconds remaining here in the second period.
Well, once again, got a bunch of cheaters out there. They're going to kick Fargo. I think everybody jumped there, but Zimmerman in to take the face-off against Stewart. And that's a face-off win for Fargo by the winger. Cherney, left point. Sends this one down low. It's off the inboards. Comes back up front. Jones gets to that, but he got his stick lifted before he could pull the trigger. Cherney walks the blue line. Goes right side. Lindbergh wraps it around the dasher. Ends up at the left side half wall. Jones played it down low. That one's blocked. Comes back to the blue line. Cherney could not keep that one in. Comes up ahead, misses Burchild. Lindbergh back into his own zone. Fires this one off the wall. Up to center, intercepted. Stewart to the front of the net, deflected. Save made by White. It's loose in the low slot and cleared out to the point. Shire, nifty move, waiting. Tries to send it in front on the backhand. Lindbergh breaks it up. Lindbergh over to Zimmerman. Zimmerman into the zone. Drop pass for Jones. Jones shoots, and that one is blocked. Goes under the corner, fired off the boards. Indirect pass. Here comes Shire. Shire into his offensive zone. Wrist shot, and White makes a save. Centers it, and that one is blocked. And now Cherney. Cherney's got a man behind the defense. Pass is blocked. Nice D by Nelson. Nelson pass to himself. Drops it. Wrister. White makes a save with the glove and hangs on. 3:11 left in the second period. Man, every time Fargo turns the puck over, NTDP is in the offensive zone in a flash.
Yeah, Nelson with a beautiful play there. Not only defensively, intercepts the pass, able to break it in very quickly and lead to a good shot on goal. A.J. White there to, of course, shut it down. But one mistake from Fargo, and you're right, NTDP just locks in, gets it done, finds a way to get it on net. As they are starting to run away with the shots here. It was all evened up at one point. Now 22-16 in their favor.
That shot ends up wide of the goal off of Karam. Lutner couldn't keep this one in. It smacked out. Mattern trying to get to it. Now offside as they enter the zone as it was broken up by Lutner just upon entry. You know, Fargo got the message in between periods. They came out absolutely flying. They got some great chances. They couldn't beat Carithers on any 5-on-5, and then they got a power play. And then ever since then, NTDP is just completely dominated.
Yeah, for the most part, been a very clean game. Not a lot of penalties called. One penalty for each side. And the refs are letting them play here today, aside from, of course, the face-off draws.
Puck comes around to the far side boards. This one's sitting up and out by Martinook. Glance gets to it, sends it up ahead just out of the reach of Nelson, which is hard to do because that guy's flying out there. Clean breakout from Fargo. Tolan leads the rush, but mix up with Tor, and the puck comes down to the corner and cleared out. Lofgren. From Lelea, Sweden. Sends it over, gets the return feed. The black sweater, number 27, fires it in around the boards. Tor gets to it. Tor kicks it down the wall as he had his stick tied up. Mattern over to the left side. Penner in front, deflected on net. Carithers makes the glove save. It's Brooks Cullen. Got a stick on that. Nifty little redirection, but Carithers, right place, right time, and makes the left-handed save.
Great work there from the Fargo Force team. You mentioned the change of play style. It's very apparent here from the first period to the second. Really more calm and collected here in the offensive zone especially, as they're getting their chances, slowing this game down. A lot of the players not looking just instantly bat that puck into the corner, taking their time, resetting it, and it leading to a couple good chances on net here. But both goalies unbeaten so far.
The dispute is won by Cullen to Lindbergh. Around the back of the cage. He's pinned up against the wall. Lindbergh out to the point. Cherney holds it in, fires it down low. Race for the puck. Samper gets to it. Centering attempt from Tess missed. Is the Bentley commit. Could not get that one into the low slot, and it's NTDP's turn. Through center they come. Pass to the right side, and offsides they are.
NTDP just very close on those entries. They've had a couple that are just a mere maybe less than a foot to being onside. If they're able to just pull this close, yeah, try to drag that leg you see there at the top of your screen, just not able to get it done. Couple rushes like that and it could be a different game, but that offside call.
You would have been able to pull that off, you know, the flexibility, you know.
Yeah, double hip surgery I had, I could probably get that done. Post, probably not.
Yeah.
But
Marchenko has it for Fargo. Gets it to the red line. Comes back to Marchenko just inside his own end. He goes D to D. Now up to Sagaden. Sagaden to the right side. Patella sends it down low. Sagaden's going to get there first. Nice move. Centers it. Patella has a chance, but it's poked away by Carithers. Eero Patella sends it around the perimeter. Pendeter goes left side. Marchenko skates through the circle. Tries to cut to the front. That one got blocked. It's just laying in the low slot, and eventually NTDP gets to it. This one's fired off the glass. Race for it. Marchenko uses that big stride to get to it first. Forced into the corner by Glantz. He comes away with it. He's got Zajac in front, but Marchenko uses that big reach to knock it away. Sagaden into his offensive zone down the right side. Puts on the brakes at the half wall. He's got Kasiba going to the net, but can't get it there. Zajac behind the net, wraps it around the back of the goal. Shire moving back and forth, 12 seconds left. Oh, he turns it over. Now sent to the right side. Jones to the half wall, sends it out high. McCrate runs out of space. He sends it down low, just 3 seconds left. Shire's going to pin this one up against the wall. Horn sounds, and we have played 40 total minutes. We've had bevy of chances, especially there in the second period, but we still got nothing.
yeah, I'm excited to see what these coaches draw up in the locker room here at the intermission. Just a huge change in pace between period one and period number two. Play style's very different as well, but both goaltenders right now are the story of this game. I mean, A.J. White for the Fargo Force, one of the better goaltending performances I've seen in person here, as he has just locked down and shut them down so far.
I was going to say they owe him a beer, but, you know, this is a junior hockey league.
Junior
after
hockey
the
league,
game,
indeed.
so, you know, get him a protein shake and a smoothie. Great smoothies here in the UPMC Sports Complex, by the way. This is shout out to these folks, because that is probably the best snack bar / like rink restaurant in hockey.
No, this is an unbelievable facility.
Yeah.
I mean, for the players, for the fans, for the families, for everyone involved, great place to be. And thank you so much to every single one of you, of course, tuning in from home as well. We appreciate you being here in just a featured matchup of the night, some would say.
Well, you know, we might need to go get one of those smoothies. We're going to take a break for the intermission, and we'll be back for the third period. We got to see at least one goal, maybe in a shootout, but eventually we will have one, and it'll come after they resurface the ice here at UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex. This is Fargo Force Hockey at the Dick's Sporting Goods Fall Classic, presented by Tidal Wave, and also on 101.9 Jack FM back in Fargo Moorhead. Out for the intermission, back for the third period. Welcome back to FloHockey and 101.9 Jack FM, the Dick's Sporting Goods Fall Classic here for the Fargo Force, presented by Tidal Wave Sports. And Chris Treft alongside Andrew Telfer, or Nasher, as most of you know him as. And Nash, it's been a fun game. Like, you see 0-0 and you're like, oh, that game's probably boring. There's no chances. But, I mean, it's been back and forth. There's been amazing saves. Like, I'm having a good time. Obviously, we'd like to see some goals, but it's been a lot of fun so far, and it's been a really, really good hockey game.
No, I think the floodgates are going to open up here in the third period. There's been so many chances. I mean, we've seen, 3 posts so far. We've seen some phenomenal saves on both ends. I mean, A.J. White with the Fargo Force playing one of the better hockey games from a goaltender I've seen in person in a long time. And Luke Carruthers on, the other side, phenomenal as well. Both goalies shutting down the rebounds. And both teams making a lot of changes from that first period to the second. So I'm curious to see what kind of changes we'll see going into the third period here in this tilted matchup.
So what's been your favorite part about the USHL stuff that you've been doing for the last year?
Well, last year we had the chance to go out to Fargo, and we filmed the behind the scenes. Shout out to my man Finn. He let us literally go into his house. We started from 6 a.m. in the morning until midnight. It was a game day. After the game, we were just following him around with the camera. He let us film absolutely everything. And I think just seeing the amount of work that these kids put in is something inspirational. You hear about their dreams to go to the NHL, and you don't really see the amount of work that it takes to get there. So first of all, just seeing that. Second, from the USHL as a whole, they're just so welcoming. They're so inviting. They'll allow us to get out to any event and just film and have a good time. And seeing that and interacting with all the fans of myself and of the league throughout the year has been really cool to see. So, yeah, I'm new in the USHL scene with my first game being out in Fargo that we went to last year. But really I've just fallen in love with this league and seeing what it's all about. I mean,
it's just a great league. Like, kids aren't getting paid. You know what I mean? Like, not that they're getting paid a ton in other junior leagues up north, but I mean, they're not getting paid. They're here because they want to go to college. They're here because they don't want to go to major, junior, and, have to go pro in your 20, which granted, it's a little different now because you can go to college. But, I mean, there's so much passion for hockey in this league from mostly Americans. It's all blue-collar cities. Like, even Chicago, it's Chicago Steel. Now, granted, next year they're moving downtown. But, I mean, they're in Geneva. They're way outside of town. Like, it's blue-collar towns with players who come in, and the fans embrace that because it's blue-collar fans seeing these kids just working so hard. Like, I don't know if you saw by the Fargo locker room, they have a supplement table. A table just for supplements. Like, hockey's a completely different sport, but the amount of dedication these kids are putting in, and granted, some of them still have to go to school. Some of them are taking college classes. They have all this stuff they have to do all day. They're living away from home for the first time with someone they don't know. They're living with a billet parent. Like, it's incredible to see, and I've always felt that I've had friends that have played in this league. I was never good enough to play in it, but, like, you just see the passion, and I'm obviously a guy that loves passion, and that's my favorite part about the league.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it when we went to Fargo. I mean, every part of these individuals is dialed. From the moment they wake up to the time they go to bed, it is all hockey all the time, and they will put anything on the line for their team to get the win, which we will see here with the third period underway.
Yeah, it might be next goal wins at this point with how well these goaltenders are playing. We'll switch sides and start period number 3. Fargo in the black from left to right. USA in the white from right to left, and here they come. Stewart moves in, forehand try, big save by White. In all alone, beautiful move, but he keeps the pad along the ice, still scoreless.
The wheels there on Stewart, I mean, he just flew up the ice, but A.J. White again, a near breakaway opportunity there, but shut down by A.J. White.
Lofgren turns it over, Mutrin's going to be in all alone, but he gets his stick knocked nearly out of his hands. NTD bench really wanted a power play there, and Fargo might have got away with one there. And now a penalty coming to NTDP.
Oh, they're not going to be happy at this one. Bit of a slash there on the near break for this U.S. team. Now they get I didn't see Opportunity here for this Fargo Force. We saw a lot of movement out of this Fargo team.
Oh, there it was.
Their last power play, we do get a look at the replay there. That's a good call. But Fargo really settled it down. I think a lot of panic in the first period, a lot of adjustments. Now they've started to slow this down and get some opportunities here as we'll see what these boys can do here with the 2-minute advantage.
So head coach for the 18s, Nick Four, talking to one of the officials right now. And I think his case is Mutrin got slashed a little bit, prevented a breakaway, and then Mutrin, in frustration, went and cross-checked the guy, which, granted, they always get the reaction, not the first one, right? Something your mom tells you when you're little. But nonetheless, still a penalty and a power play here. And it starts off in a good way for NTDP. They lose the face-off, but a great shot block, and Lindbergh forced to reset for Fargo as he moves into the zone. Little saucer pass to the left side. Eventually, it gets to Samper. Now Butella walks towards the slot. Wrist shot, that one goes wide. Lofgren, right point, down to Mattern, and that one slipped away from him. And a recoil for Fargo. Mattern right back in, chips this one into the corner, race for it. Great forecheck from Mattern to come away with that puck. Now Butella, Hero, gets it over to Lindbergh. Lindbergh out high, Lofgren inches over. Now Mattern, top of the right side circle. Lofgren out high, far side. Lindbergh to the high slot. Oh, it slid away from him. Now Lofgren fakes the shot, head up. Sends it down the boards. That one misses Mattern. Goes in behind the goal. And Butella up the wall for Lindbergh. Knocked away from him. Race for it. Getting to it. Martinuk fires it around the wall. And a loose puck is corralled and cleared by NTDP. Lofgren past the right side. Seba drops it off to Jones. Now the number 1 power play unit out for Fargo. As Unit 2 started it. Now Cherney goes down low. Jones switches spots with Sagaden. Now out high, Cherney down low, but the man was covered. And eventually Kasiba chips it up ahead. Zimmerman gets to it. Zimmerman to Jones. Now Cherney, far side. Kasiba doesn't pull the trigger. Pass back to Cherney, and that one bounced over his stick. Fortuitous bounce for NTDP as Fargo forced to retreat back and get it.
Yeah, this Fargo Force team really forcing pucks right now on this power play. Had a couple where there's just full coverages. There's another one going across the middle, but that one's shut out down by this U.S. team.
Now a chance out to the right side. Jones into the high slot. Zimmerman, one-time shot. Penn saved the rebound. Pushed into the crease. Rebound again, and Carruthers makes the save.
What a save as this puck shot towards the middle, mid-slot, gets a good backhand on it, but is shut down. You got to think, maybe he had a chance to just shoot this puck on the backhand. No, actually cut off pretty well as they had to make one extra pass and just able to slide across there as Carruthers.
Tell if we might be here all night, buddy.
Yeah, if we go to 0-0 into a shootout, I'm not going to lie, Trefty, I'd be a little bit disappointed. An electric game, don't get me wrong, but we need a goal from one of these teams.
I mean, I don't know how we're going to get one with how well these goalies are playing. This has been fun to watch if you're a goaltending fan. Out high, Tor tries to send it back down low. It's in the paint and chipped into the corner. Cullen tried to send it out for Fargo. That one's knocked away. Plant, nice pass through center. Sammy Nelson into the zone. He stood up. Nice defensive play by Lofgren. Pass, trying to get it clear. It's blocked in the high slot. Shot, and White gets a shoulder on it. Another chance for Sammy Nelson. Now out high, Victor Plant. Wraps it around the back of the goal. They send it up the boards. Intercepted. Glance into the corner. Plant out to the high slot. That one misses Glance. And Tor just flings one through the middle. That one misses everybody. And a change for Fargo, so that gives NTDP some time in their own zone. Pass comes up to Plant. Victor Plant at the red line. Chips this one in deep. Puck goes behind the net. Penner wraps it up the board. Stolen. Chips it up ahead. McNamara at the red line. Fires it in to the right corner. Carruthers sends it off the glass from the half boards. It's bouncing around. McNamara gets to it high slot. He shoots. Picks up. It's loose in front. And just getting there is Shire for NTDP to scoop that one out. And a race for it. Marchenko wins it and an icing against NTDP. And Fargo is buzzing right now.
Yeah, we've seen it from both sides, though. These last-second sticks on pucks, bodies down to block the shots, both teams are doing it to perfection so far in this game. Look at this near diving effort there. Just not able to get that stick on it. As NTDP bats that one away and sends it down the ice. We'll have an offensive zone face-off here, though. Let's see if we get another jump. We do not. A clean draw.
Hey, we're batting about 50%.
Our first clean draw of the entire evening.
And it's a clean win for NTDP as they move out to center without resistance. Burchild chips this one in deep. Cherney up the wall. Lindbergh off the glass. Sagan at center. He slips a check, kind of. He still goes down. Marthaler got a piece of him. Now through neutral. Entering the zone with speed. Stewart in front. Deflected on goal. And I think White got a stick on it. Had some help from the defense, but nonetheless it stays out. From the right corner. Fargo trying to get this one out. Cherney up the boards. Butella has it. Butella, that one misses everybody, and it's icing against Fargo. NTDP is so good at transition. Like, you think there's a dead play, and all of a sudden, boom, it's a 2-on-1.
Yep, that's what the story of the night has been. And, I mean, if A.J. White wasn't in that, I don't want to know what the score was. As they're just able to get up the ice so quickly. These breakouts are so clean. 2 quick passes, they're gone the other way. Fargo there looking for a quick rush for themselves. That pass just a little bit too far that led to the icing.
Face off right side attacking circle for NTDP. Sagaden beats Boyker on the face-off. It comes up the wall, knocked down. Nice play from Trottier. Trottier dances in the low slot. That one's knocked away from him. Seba on the attack. Backhanded through center. Brutella has some space. One-on-one. Tries a shot. That one's blocked. Bounces into the corner. This one's wrapped around the boards by Martinook. Takes a Karam, comes back to him. Martinook to center. Puck's rolling around like crazy, and it's chipped in finally. NTDP on the forecheck. Boyker couldn't come away with it. Zimmerman through center to Jones. Jones with speed into his offensive zone, plays it down into the right corner. Race for the puck. Zimmerman gets to it for Fargo, but one of the Team USA players falls down on top of the puck, and finally Barnett gets up to his feet. Puck comes to Jones in the high slot. He's dancing. Tries to cut to his left. That one's knocked away. Lofgren back at the red line, sends it parallel to the stripe. McCrate up ahead. Zimmerman's got a man going to the net. Gets it to Jones. That one's poked free into the right corner. Jones works the goal line. Sends it back where it came from. Zimmerman along the half wall. A cycle misses Zimmerman. And out at the point now. Held in. Lofgren sends it down low. Jones chips it over to McNamara. McNamara centers it. Zimmerman has some space. It's in his skates. He can't find it. It's rolling around. Bounces back into the crease. It's chipped into the corner. It's laying there. Nobody knows where it's at. McNamara gets to a loose puck from the hash marks. Throws it out high. Marchenko back down the wall. McNamara again. He goes rink wide. A chance. Lofgren shoots, and a glove save by Carithers.
The Fargo Force bringing all their energy here in the third period. So many good opportunities. They really didn't allow this NTDP team to reset there at any given point. Just tossing it up to the point, throwing shots on net, battling in the corners. Right now, Fargo really has turned the tides of this game. It felt like, this NTDP team had all the momentum in the first and second period. Now it's tilting the other way here as they're out shooting them here in this third.
Late line change here from NTDP. Didn't like that matchup. Cullen into the face-off for Fargo. Draw one by USA. Puck in the right corner. Samper gets it back. Throws it out high. Marchenko works the blue line. Try to tic-tac-toe pass. Misses Test. Man behind the defense. Pass up ahead. Just deflected. Trying to get it back his glance, but a nice recovery from Penner. Marchenko now. Using that big frame. Pushes it up the wall. Intercepted. Sent back down low. Comes out front. That one smacked at by Nelson, but not on the frame of the net. Cullen through center. Headman feed. That one misses. Bogus whiffs on it, but gets it back. He'll go D to D. Now sent up ahead by Luttner. Pass comes back to him, and he'll chip it in. A.J. White behind the goal. Been the star of this game so far. Cullen has puck at center. Sends it up ahead. Brutella. Scratch that Tor. Tor's going to man go to the net. Try to center it. That one's knocked away. And then Tolan goes flying into the goaltender. Fargo back on the attack, but just offsides as Tor was in ahead of the play.
Yeah, this NTDP coaching staff not happy there as their goalie took a bit of a shot there. Unintentionally, I think he got tripped up, but slides into the goalie nonetheless. As we'll take a look at it here. Cuts outside, tries to fire that inside, and may have been a shove from his own teammate. Tough to tell from that angle. But regardless, the coaching staff not happy. A couple calls that maybe should have been called, maybe not. Depends on how you look at it. Some controversy here in the third period. We are still awaiting that first goal nonetheless.
Patience is a virtue, my friend. We better have it here because 11:53 left in the third. Still no goals. I feel like I'm in the UC Saros commercial.
We are awaiting that first one. Will it come in an overtime? Will it come in a shootout? Will it come in regulation? Still 12 minutes left here, 11:50 on the clock. A lot of pressure. I mean, the difference between the first and second period and what we're witnessing here in the third is huge.
If we go all the way to a shootout, we'll have an official game without any goal scorers.
Very true.
Officially.
That would be exciting.
Well, not really. Off the face-off, Mettern tries to change that, but right pad denial by Carithers. Tor back in his own zone. Plays the left side. Here comes Cherney. Maneuvering through center. That one's knocked away from him. Uh-oh, bad break for NTDP, but on a second try they get it out. They hit a glass stanchion. Now this one's brought back in. Stewart. Power move to the outside. Spins it in front. Nobody there. Such a nifty pass that even his own team didn't see that one. Tor racing for the puck, but getting there just in time is Marthaler using that big 6'2" reach. Ksiba has it from the corner. Wraps it around the back of the net. McCrate sends it back where it came from. Saganen down low. Patella. Nice move. Gets it out high. Lofgren shoots, and that one goes just over top of the net. I'm not even sure if Carithers saw it with the traffic in front. Now Lofgren from the right point sends this one down low. Butella gets to it. Tries to send it around the wall. That one's blocked. Trying to push it towards the front of the net. That one's knocked away, and NTDP will clear it out of harm's way. Lofgren knocks it in midair and quickly heads back in with NTDP in a line change. Lofgren, nice move down the right side. Forehand try. Oh, it trickles just past the left post. He beat the goaltender, but it goes just wide. A lucky break for NTDP. Lofgren, he goes rink wide. That one is knocked away quickly in transition. Here comes Trottier. Tons of speed. Passes it over. Zajac out high. One-time shot. That one's blocked in front. McCrate took that right off the hiney. Now back behind the goal. NTDP trying to get to the front of the net. McCrate knocked it away. I need to catch my breath there after that one. Great chances at both grid. Lofgren nearly the goal of the year here in the early going.
Lofgren just absolutely put on a clinic out here. Dangles through two, and again, just can't get it to go. That left side looked like it had an opening, but shut down quickly.
Out high, wrist shot deflected, and that one is blocked in front by Marchenko. In neutral, Jones has some space. Pass to the right side for Zimmerman. Zimmerman sends this one down low. Goes in behind the net, McNamara. Over to Jones, right side corner boards. He slings it out to the point, Marchenko. Marchenko tries to send it to the back door. It's blocked. Comes to the high slot. McNamara turns, fires, glove save. Carithers.
McNamara with a great shot there. I mean, just a turn and no-look rip it there. Even picked his spot pretty well. Right side of the net looked like it was open, but instantly shut down. As again, we'll head to another media timeout here.
Look at that move.
That would have, you're right, goal of the year.
Oh.
Just on the line, almost trickles across it, but goes just wide. Unbelievable talent, unbelievable skill on display here in this game.
Lofgren coming over from Sweden, the 20-year-old. Played U18 and U20 for Modo. Do you know which famous former NHLer played for Modo? There's actually a couple of them.
Oh, Modo, sweet. Former? So former, not current?
Yeah.
Ooh. I can't tell you.
Peter Forsberg.
Peter Forsberg, wow.
The Modo program pumps out some talent, and this kid was like, you know what? I got nothing else to prove in Sweden. I'm going to come over here.
Follow in the footsteps. Always interesting to see where all these players have come from. Obviously, the Fargo Force. Bit of a more diverse squad with players from all over the globe. And then, you know, you have the USA team from the USA, of course.
Minnesota well represented on NTDP. 8 players from Minnesota. The second most represented state is Illinois with 4, and most of, or actually all of them from the Chicago area. That's always fun to see the roster breakdown from Team USA, where guys are from. Now at high, Cherney from Czechia. Try to get that shot towards the front of the net, and that one is knocked away. This one sent down into the right corner, NTDP defensive zone. Barnett back to get it. Through the middle, chance for NTDP. Nice move to the front of the net. It's just laying in the slot, and Fargo sweeps it out of harm's way. Not out of the water yet, though. They're still pinned in their own zone. Gordon has help. Trying to advance this to the front of the net. Instead, they go out to the point. Long-range shot on net. And White soaks it up like a sponge and makes the save. Face off to his glove side left, forthcoming. 8:51 left in the third.
Yeah, Gordon with a good little battle there in front of the net to screen A.J. White, but not able to get it to go. Almost got a piece of that one there, too. Also just got word the Sedines both played in Moto as well. A lot of talent coming out of that Moto organization.
Saw the Hendrik Sedin messing around at camp, still going bar down.
Not surprising at all.
You can lose your speed, but these guys never lose their hands. Stewart. Hoping to have a nice career like his dad did. The bloodline's well represented this game as well. Stewart, speak of the devil, plays it out to the point. Francisco had it knocked away. Tess coming away with it. Played last year for the Lone Star Baramas and the NA. One of those former Penn's Elite kids we were talking about earlier. Oh, he forces a turnover. Tess gets to it. Right side circle. Backhands it to the middle, and that one's blocked in front by Francisco as he just punches that one away. Nice hit on the back check by Samper. Samper up to Tess. They send it over to the far side. This one's sent off the glass. Cullen banks it off the boards. Now it's fired off the glass by USA as they get the puck out. Mattern on the back check, knocks it away. Marchenko gets it to the blue line and eventually out. Here comes Mattern, tons of speed. Down the left side, tried to stick handle to the front of the net. That one got knocked away. Plant, he's pinned up against the boards but gets it out. This one's chipped through center, nice move. Brought along by Glantz. Glantz left side, out to the high slot. Nice back check by Penner to knock that one away. Tolan through neutral. Chips it down into his offensive zone, knocked away, comes to Mattern. Little stutter step, and it's poked free. Marthaler through center, gets it to Victor Plant. Brother Zam won a Clark Cup with Fargo a couple years ago. Victor couldn't do much there. Marchenko back into his offensive zone, sends it in front, and Mattern just misses it. Now back and forth we go. Here comes Glantz. Glantz chips this one down to the right corner. Marchenko. Nice back check. Gets to that puck first. They try to center it. It's knocked away. Tor has it. Now in the low slot. Wrist shot by Trottier. That one goes high and wide. Grandson of NHL great Brian Trottier, as we mentioned earlier. Over 500 NHL goals and 6 Stanley Cups for Grandpa. Trottier, one of the highest rated players for the upcoming NHL draft next summer. Now, crazy looking play. It bounces down on goal. Playing a little handball there. And eventually stopped by Carithers.
Yeah, I've really noticed how often these guys are just ready to use their hands. And whatever the pass is, whether it's a sauce that's a little high, a chip into the corner, they'll instantly get those hands up to bat the puck away and just to get it out of a threatening scoring opportunity. As right there, I mean, a little bit of a toss-up, jump ball. They both got it. And that one is still set aside there as we are still at the stalemate, 0-0, 6.5 minutes remaining here in this third period.
Offered towards the front of the net, oh, nearly punched into his own goal. Lutner, a little miscommunication with Carithers. After all the great saves in this game, we really don't want that one to be the first one.
You just know that one of these that's going to go in is going to be a greasy one. As we have a big hit, a bit late there too. Whistle blown for offside. As the players.
See, now NTDP, since they're all too young, they're all wearing cages. It's always funny when, you know, the extracurriculars happen. It's like Fargo can't really do much. They're punching a cage.
There's nothing worse than throwing a punch at a cage. You know, you feel a little bit dumb throwing that punch. Not only are you going to the box, you're doing 0 damage to your opponent. But that's the price they pay.
Gray had himself nice tilt last year. He has it through center and fires it in. Normally I do a bunch of, fight stats too, but wasn't needed for this game. Not many fights coming from the 17s in USHL play.
Yep, that is fair.
Lindbergh through center. Cuts to his right. Down to the corner. Just like Sam Larilla, coming from the development program and playing at Fargo before heading to North Dakota. Same trajectory. Remember how good Larilla was last year in Fargo? That kid was fun to watch. Good luck to him at Nodak this year. Speaking of the devil, Lofberg sends one through the middle. Lindbergh, I should say. Put him and Lofgren together. That'd be a heck of a player.
Oh, yeah. Just over 5 minutes remaining here in the third period. Still a 0-0 score line. This third period, definitely not due to a lack of excitement, as we've had energy coming from both benches, lots of good opportunities, and even better saves from both ends, as the shots are now evened out at a 26-26 even shot line as well as score line here today.
You can't get a more even game than you're getting right now, folks. So, a timeout here from Fargo, I believe.
That will be a Fargo timeout indeed, as they draw up a play here, try to clear this one out. Must have felt a little bit of pressure there in the defensive zone draw, wants to secure at least hopefully a plan to win this draw and get it out of the zone. Who is going to be the first goal scorer in today's game? And is it going to be a skillful goal or a greasy one to decide this one? And if we need extra time, we will, of course, be with you every step of the way. What an evening so far, though, here in Pittsburgh.
You're doing a heck of a job, my friend. I know you were a little nervous, but.
Yeah, I've been in my head as you're doing the play-by-play. I've been trying to do the play-by-play, and I do not understand how you do it. So credit where credit is due. To everyone watching at home, it's not as easy as it looks. My job here in color, much easier. The play-by-play, I tell you what, it is a special talent to be out here doing this live.
Coming out of retirement for a couple games.
Oh, what do we have going on here?
I believe Fargo made a line change, and the referee.
On the ice.
Yeah.
Yep. Trying to sneak maybe one or two players.
So even after a timeout called after an icing, you can't change the line.
Good call to get the timeout regardless, though. At least Fargo will have the fresh legs. Have a nice minute timeout. And we will get back to the draw and back to 5-on-5 play.
Stewart facing off against McNamara. Big draw here. Both centers set and ready. And we jump a tad early. But hey, in a game of inches like this, you need these extra few inches.
And Fargo does come out on top of that one.
Uh-oh, they get it right back. Does NTDP centering pass. That one just misses Mutrin. McNamara comes away with the puck in neutral. Past the right side, Zimmerman. Zimmerman to McNamara. Nice move! Oh, he tried to get a shot away from the seat of his pants, but he couldn't quite pull the trigger. Foley. Lindbergh. Right side, Lindbergh shoots, and that one goes wide of the net. This one sent off the boards. Taken by Zimmerman, the forward. Last man back in his own end, sends it up ahead to Jones. He's 1-on-3 coming into the zone. Still has it. Round the back of the net, trying to buy some time, wait for some reinforcements. Forces the defender to fall down, centering pass as he gets it to Samper. That one got blocked. Now over the right side, Lofgren tried a absolute bomb, but instead it's a $300 mistake, and that stick breaks in half. He doesn't have to pay for it, though. Free sticks in the USHL. Samper, right side. Tried to send it in front. That one's knocked away. Now this one's flung to center. Lofgren, with that fresh new twig, knocks it down. Now Tess gets to it for Fargo. Through center, Samper. Softly down into his offensive zone. He's stymied by Shire. Centering pass. Gets to Tess. Back down low for Cullen. Cullen centering pass, goes out to the point. Marchenko, he'll shoot, it's blocked in front. Goes back into the point, another try, this one goes over top the net. Now back in front, a wrap-around try off the turnover, and that one is stopped by Carithers. Plant gets to center, knocks it back. Marthaler had it poked away. Butella racing for it. He gets to it. He's 1-on-3. Butella skates it down into the corner. Tried to center it. That one got knocked away. This one sent off the boards. Lindbergh had it chipped away by Nelson in behind the goal. White wraps it around the back of the net. Cullen gets to it. Now Lindbergh. Lindbergh up to Butella. That one just missed. Down low it goes. Trying to get it out front was Boyker, but that one got knocked free. Seba at center. And then Fargo comes into the zone offside. Big collision as the whistles blow. 2:50 left in the third.
Still awaiting that first one. As the Fargo Force, I mean, they've been controlling the majority of this third period.
Oh, look at that. That turnover.
Yeah, so close. Couple good opportunities. I mean, Marchenko tried to rip a couple, got him on net, also had a broken stick in there. It's just everything in the game's power is preventing a goal from going in right now.
Big bevy of bodies in the corner. Zajac comes away with it for NTDP. Beautiful saucer pass over. Martinook, wrist shot. That one's blocked by Lindbergh, up and out of play.
The little skill plays from these guys, you just start to notice it the more you watch them play. The quick little sauces, the, batting the puck down, they're controlling it with their stick and instantly getting it into a scoring position the second that they have it. These skill plays add up, and it's one little mistake the other way is all it takes for a goal to end up in the back of your own net. We'll see what happens here in the last 2.5 minutes of this one.
This place is absolutely packed. Like, we got scouts, they have no seats. They're just standing on stairs.
Everyone ready to erupt after this first goal. Will we
a
see
turnover. Chance in front, shot. White makes the save. And both teammates kind of looking at Trache like we had two guys open in front, but.
Yeah, you could tell they wanted that one. A.J. White, perfect positioning there on that left side, just hugs the post. Really just gives him nothing to look at. Despite the bad turnover, A.J. White able to shut him down as here comes Jones.
Into his offensive end at the boards. Spins back towards the point, cycles it. Now a chance in front, backhand shot, Carithers to save. It's still loose in the crease. They're trying to find it. Oh, big scrum. It takes a carom and ends up in the right corner. Pass out to the right side. McCrate, he goes left wing. Nice move by Lofgren. Gets it down low. A penalty coming here, and it's against Fargo.
Looks like he got him up high there on the blue line. Tried to stand him up and get him in the chest. Just caught him in the cage. As we take a look at this replay, it's just off screen to your left side. A little bit of head contact there. And this is going to be a huge power play. 1:58 on the clock. They have the entirety of regulation to work with. What will we see out of this skilled NTDP team?
Buckle your seatbelts. Here we go. We're either going to head to overtime scoreless, or can NTDP get a power play tally here? Got to watch out for Fargo, shorthanded too. See if they can catch him. Power play commences. They'll work the left side. Burchild, he goes right wing. Wrist shot, that one's blocked, goes up and out of play. Marchenko, biggest guy on the rink. Can't get the puck around him. That one goes up and out of play.
I mean, not only the size of Marchenko, but the agility and his ability to get down so fast and get back up and get back into the play. Sets that one aside. A good opportunity there for NTDP, but Marchenko says no.
Face-off won by Fargo, but the pesky Team USA forecheckers come away with the puck. They set up the man advantage. Francisco. Burchild. Francisco. Back to Burchild. He's got space, fakes the shot, cuts to his left. Great defensive play by McCrate. Now the puck comes to the blue line and trickles out. Burchild, a top prospect in next year's draft, and McCrate just stuck with him the whole time. Good stick placement. NTDP Dumps it in the zone. McNamara gets to it and fires this one the full length. Minute 10 to go in period number 3. A power play for NTDP. Uh-oh, look at this. Tolan on the forecheck. Gets it away from Francisco. Tries to center it for McNamara. That one got knocked away. 2 force skaters behind the net. They don't like to see that, but crisis averted as NTDP turns it back instead of advancing up the rink. Boyker sends 185 feet rink wide. Stewart into the zone. Nelson now out high. Shire gets it back to Nelson. He whiffs on it. Puck goes down to the half wall. Fargo trying to get to this puck. Nelson gets to it, sends it down low. Back to Nelson. Zajac out high. Nelson. Zajac tries to go to the front of the net. Good stick by Lindbergh. 20 seconds to go. And a penalty coming against NTDP.
A bit of a retaliation. We talked about it earlier. They're always going to call that as they went hard into the end boards. A little extra punch there from Zajac. And just like that, 4-on-4 for the last 20 seconds of this period and this game. So we'll take a look at the replay here. There's a nice clean hit, finishes it, and boom, the quick turn of that right arm. That's going to be enough for the penalty any day of the week, and we are now 4-on-4 here in the final moments of this game.
I mean, he was probably frustrated at the great defensive play by Lindbergh. Didn't like the hit either. It's a good clean hit, though. I mean,
yeah, no argument there.
Something's going to come with experience. You just can't do that.
A little bit late, but it's just a clean finishing of the hit, as now the Fargo Force looking to set up here. 20 seconds on the clock, a huge draw.
Fargo wins it forward. Now remember, it's 4-on-4, so USA can try to get something here before overtime because they're going to start overtime shorthanded. If it gets there, Lindbergh doesn't want it to get that far. Wrist shot, Crithers to save. And NTDP gets to it, though, and miscommunication. They run into each other. Then Trache eventually sauces one out. And Nasher, we played 60 minutes and we got nothing. 29-29 of the shots, and we're going to overtime. We'll have 2 seconds of 3, I'm trying to do the math here, 3-on-3. And then they get a 4th guy back.
Right. Yep, that'll.
And then, and then we'll skate 4-on-3 for 1:38. If no one scores or at the first whistle, it actually stays 4-on-3. There's a lot of numbers getting thrown at me right now.
A lot of numbers, but not a lot of goals.
Yeah.
As we still wait for the first one here. Yeah. It will be 4-on-4, 4-on-4 for the 2 seconds. Oh, this is going to be an absolute battle here in overtime. We have waited all night for a conclusion to this game. There's been so many chances in a good, clean game the entirety of the night, and then a couple costly penalties from both sides. Fargo, of course, killing off the majority of theirs here with only 2 seconds left, but now a much-needed overtime kill here from this USA NTDP team.
Ironically, we'll start 3-on-3. It will become 4-on-3, and then maybe 3-on-3 again at some point if there's no goals. Just watch the play. You'll see how many people are on the ice.
For everyone watching at home, we are rooting for goals. Any goal will do at this point.
Final shots on goal total in regulation were 29-29 apiece. So I think they're going to keep Lofgren out there. That's actually kind of an advantage to have one of your power play guys in the box here because you're saving 10 seconds on the line change.
Yeah, and who knows, you may have a quick play out of the box here depending on where this draw goes.
And if you're NTDP, maybe they're drawing something up here. It's 3-on-3. How many times have you seen in the NHL 3-on-3, like guys win the face-off forward? If the wrong guy jumps, you got a 2-on-1. Like they could take advantage of that right here because Lofgren still got 2 seconds and he has to get back in the play. So not often do you say it's a massive face-off at center, but here we are.
Let's see. There will be a lot of jumps on this one. We'll see what Lofgren done out of the box as we watch that, and a huge win by the Fargo Force.
Jones uses his skate to kick that back. A brilliant play and a power play starting. Minute 33 to go. 4-on-3. Fargo looking for the win here in overtime. Goaltenders have been so good. Crithers is going to get tested. Lofgren, Zimmerman, rink wide, Jones, but he wasn't on his one-timer side. Lofgren, center point, inches his way in, over to Zimmerman. One-time shot, it's blocked and cleared by NTDP. Minute and 4 to go on the power play. Lofgren back to get it. The silky smooth Swede. Enters his offensive zone, tries to send it back to the point. That one got blocked. It just flung it behind the net. Oh, Marthaler just overskated it. Scratch that, Martinuk. Out high, Zimmerman over to Jones. Jones has some space. Stick handling, gets it to Lofgren. Lofgren back to Jones. Those two switch spots. Jones into the high slot, has space. He shoots, Carithers a save. Rebound, big pen stop by Carithers, and it's cleared down. 30 seconds to go in the power play.
Carithers, what a save to keep this game alive. An unbelievable power play here from the Fargo Force, but Carithers even better thus far.
Cherney into his offensive zone, gives it off, gets it back to Jones. Jones to Lindberg. Lindberg over to Jones. Jones now, high slot, gets it. Lindberg shoots, he missed it just high. It caroms all the way left side, just 7 seconds to go on the power play. Cherney to Lindberg. Lindberg down low. Out high they go. Jones waits, looks, cuts to his left. Back to full strength goes NTDP. We're skating 4-on-4. Far side. Back in front, deflected just wide by Jones. He was out there the whole 2 minutes. Zajac through center, out of the penalty box and into the offensive zone. That one's knocked away. McNamara sends it up. Sagaden gets to it. Sagaden with speed into his offensive zone. It's a 3-on-2. Gets to Cherney. Cherney goes far side, and that one misses. McNamara goes down low. Cherney has some space. Cherney gets to the high slot, fakes the shot. A real tight box here for NTDP. Now Sagaden overskates the puck, and it comes to center. Next whistle we get, it's not a goal. We'll go back to 3-on-3. Sagaden over to McNamara. Tried the return feed. That one's blocked. Sagaden gets it out to the point. McCrate has it. McCrate down to McNamara. He shoots. Carithers to save. It's loose in front. Bouncing all over the place and eventually gloved down by Mutrin. Mutrin tries to get it clear. Overskates it, but gets it right back. Sends it up ahead. Zajac into his offensive zone. Drops it for Shire, but it was offside, and the whistle blows. 2:17 left in overtime.
Fargo with so many opportunities there on the power play. I mean, time and time again, you see them open mid-slot, getting good opportunities, but again, no goals thus far as we now return to the properly scheduled OT of 3-on-3 hockey here. And this is where one mistake really will be the difference here for either of these squads.
There's so many people watching this game that we have Matt Cullen, Crosby, Letang, Trevor, Daly, all the Penguins brass down in the corner by the NTDP bench. I mean, everyone is watching this game right now. This feels like a playoff game, and it's the first game of the season.
I'll tell you what, this whole building has been waiting to erupt with this first goal. When will we get it?
Oh, Patella got to a loose puck, and he chipped it down low instead of going back. That gave position back to NTDP, but Patella gets it right back. But it's a 2-on-1. Eventually he lost that one. Back through center, Burchild gets upended. Slips away from McCrate. Burchild into his offensive zone down the right side. McCrate gets a poke on it. Now back in front, a chance. Rooster deflected just wide of the net. And Jones gets to it. Burchild, the forward, got a piece of him, but not enough. Here comes Jones into his offensive zone. He's 1-on-2. His team's in a line change. Now a saucer pass to the high slot. Kasiba back in front. Jones has space. Back to the forehand. It's loose. He doesn't get it. Back in the slot. Shoots. It's blocked in front. A game-saving block by two NTDP defenders. Now Kasiba out high. Cherney waiting, looking. Tries to pass. That one's blocked. And it comes back to Jones.
Jones did everything possible that shift except putting the puck into the net.
Uh-oh, bad line change.
Jones goes again. Hold on, a 3-on-1.
Jones to Kasiba. Kasiba's in. Trying to go back at Jones. That one's blocked. Comes into the corner. Back the other way. Watch out. They got a man behind the defense. Up ahead. Stewart has it. Logan Stewart. And all out. Big save by White.
A.J. White has done it again. He didn't even know he had that one. He just goes down to the butterfly, gets those legs together, and holds it, hoping it doesn't trickle through.
Oh,
what a save from A.J. White, and what an opportunity for the NTDP team. A breakaway in overtime with 40 seconds left. And look at Jones. Tries to tuck it short side, takes it around the net, a block in front, and it goes high.
Little John playing shots.
Unbelievable. 40 seconds remain. And another huge draw, and the Fargo Force get it again.
Face-off win. Lindbergh shot out of a cannon. It's a 2-on-1. He's got Zimmerman with him. Lindbergh in front. Zimmerman shoots and scores! Zach Zimmerman puts the puck home, skates right off the rink. The Fargo Force win the season opener in a thriller in overtime.
The walk-off game winner from Zimmerman. The entire squad goes to the boards and exits the rink immediately. What a play from Lindbergh there. Walks it in, feeds it across, and Zimmerman there to bury it. The goaltender, A.J. White, a little slow to get off, had to grab his water bottle from the holder, and he now makes his way off the ice. An unbelievable finish here in overtime as the Fargo Force take this one.
Guy gets a 30-save shutout, was the MVP of the game, and nobody gives him a high five. Zimmerman scores, and he's like, I'm out. We're past our bedtime.
You know that they planned that one right when the goal went in. Instantly, everyone on the rink and everyone on the bench goes off. As we'll take a look at this winner. Watch this feed across here. Lindbergh beautifully fed just outside of the reach there, the defender. And Zimmerman, no mistake about it, corrals that puck, celebrates like crazy, and we finally got the eruption of this building we had been waiting for.
Wow. What else can you say about that one?
I mean, look how close that was. He was basically on the goal line by the time that he shot that puck. Just a game of inches. We saw so many go off the post and finally one into the back of the net. And Trefty, a little bit of a quiet game here the first 3 periods, but what an ending. You could not ask for a better first game of the season here for the Fargo Force.
Wait, there's like more games left in the season.
it felt like Game 7,
like,
the finals, but
yeah, how are you gonna live up to that? Like Game 2 is 11:30 tomorrow.
Yep, gotta go to bed early, get a little dinner in you, and get back to the rink tomorrow. But what a game,
dude! Well, I mean, all game aside, everything. Thank you so much for doing this. This was so cool for people watching. It was a lot of fun for me, to see how excited you actually were about doing this. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't do this halfway. You came in, you're like, let's go, and you killed it. And this was just a lot of fun.
Yeah, you got to take any opportunity that comes to you, and I just want to thank the USHL as well as the Fargo Force for bringing me out here for this beautiful event. Trefty, crushed it in the booth as always. I would love to do some more games with you in the future. To everyone watching at home, I do apologize. You had to witness my first game in the booth. There may have been some mistakes, some mishaps, but we got it done at the end of the day, and what a game it was.
And speaking of getting it done, Fargo Force, 30-save shutout from A.J. White. Zimmerman with the winner. Beautiful assist from Lindbergh. Like, defensive zone faceoff, shot out of a cannon with the speed on NTDP. And then just a brilliant finish by Zimmerman. The Fargo, North Dakota native, state champion with the Moorhead Spuds last year. First ever state championship for Moorhead. And then he scores the opening goal of the season for Fargo at the the Fall Classic. This is just...
It's poetic.
It's
a poetic
dude.
start to the season. Lindbergh, unbelievable speed there, like you said, just going basically coast to coast with that puck. Started getting that play started, and then obviously making that pass to finish it. So that'll do it here. What a game! I mean, can't ask for a better one than that.
Your final from UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex in Cranberry Township here at the Fall Classic. Fargo Force 1, USA NTDP 0 in overtime. They do get a point in the loss. Fargo gets the 2 in the win. For everybody behind the scenes on the cameras and for everybody within the league, thanks so much for everything. For Andrew Telfer, Nasher, I'm Chris Treft signing off here on FloHockey and 101.9 Jack FM. Have a good night, everybody.